morning, everybody, and welcome to Walnut Lodge Yoga, Volnat location. This is the 8:30 Saturday morning flow, and as you can see, I'm back inside. It's going to be a beautiful day, but it's a little nippy out there. I'm hoping for one more outside yoga session, but today's not going to be it. So this is the end of week 3 of fall, and I always think week 3 is the hardest, so that by the end of this third week, people are kind of tired, and we're just kind of gearing back up. We kick a little bit back, I think, week 3. So today's class is going to be pretty what I call luscious movement. We'll do some work, because we always do, but we're going to do a lot of nice stretches today. So if you have 2 blocks, that would be good. You probably will only need one of them. Some of you might need 2, but you can also use a block and a pillow. We're going to do, for those of you that have been in my classes, we're going to do the passive back bends. So if you want to use a pillow or a bolster, you can do that. The other thing is you might just need a regular bolster. And if you don't have a bolster, then grab a couple pillows. That'll be kind of our back warm-up. All right.
Elisa and Joanne say hello.
Elisa and who?
Joanne.
Hi, Elisa and Joanne. Lisa, we missed you on Thursday. And I think Francine is out there too, although she says she never says hi. So I'm just going to randomly say hi to Francine. And if you're out there, great. And if not, that's great too. All right. So we're going to come into child pose. Just to start, relax your back. Reach your arms forward. Head down. And just breathe. Now we'll slide out to the Sphinx posture. Elbows underneath your shoulders. And then before you drop your head, relax your shoulders and relax your back. Now, my back's a little sore this morning. And so you kind of have to determine, is your back so sore that you need to add a lengthening of that low back. So if I'm going to add a lengthening of the low back, I'm going to reach my sit bones and lift my belly a bit. But we'll do that a little bit more later. But just make sure that you're okay laying here. If you can just relax everything and the spine is on a passive extension, that's fine. So drop your head and then just let that neck stretch, let the upper back stretch. Just big inhales into your chest. A couple more right here. Just letting that upper back go. and then push the spine straight up, and then exhale, Legs together. Inhale. Straight up. Exhale. Inhale. Straight up. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Now on the way down, pull the shoulders to your ears. Now on the way back up, first press the shoulder blades down into your back and push up. That's inhale. Exhale. Let the shoulders collapse to the ears. Inhale. Press the blades back as you push up. Exhale. Shoulders to your ears. So keep going with this. Inhale back. Exhale towards your ears. Seeing it either as an up and down motion or as a circle. And the circle is going parallel to your spine. Now reverse, so that on the way down the shoulders are into the waist and down, and then as you push up, shoulders up to your ears, feel that mid-back stretch. So exhale, blades down. Inhale, shoulder blades up to your ears. Exhale, down. Inhale, push. 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 One more. Exhale, down. Inhale, push. Release this. Turn your head to your favorite side, hands back. Let the shoulder blades go. And then just big inhales into your spine. Especially up between your shoulder blades. Feel that triangle between the blades, shoulder blades, and the base of your skull. And we're going to come back to the center. Sphinx posture again. This time, reach your sit bones towards your knees. Press up. And we're going to do this just little rib cage maneuver before we get into planking. So I want you to take your lower ribs and then just inhale, reach your collarbones and your chest forward like you're gonna go into an up dog, And then exhale, pull your ribs back. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach them forward and up. Exhale, tuck your chin. Inhale, reach your chin out. Exhale, pull it in, pushing away. Inhale, pull your shoulder blades down as you reach your chest. Big inhale into your chest. Exhale, tuck your chin and push up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, scoop forward and up. Exhale, press back. Couple more. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull the sit bones back. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale. Now feel those floating ribs pulling back. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, pulling back. Two more. Inhale, scoop forward so you can get a little bit more motion. Exhale, pulling back. Last one. Inhale, push forward. Exhale, pull back. Release that down again. Turn your head to the other side. Just breathe into your spine. So as you're breathing this time, see if you can take your breath down more into the floating ribs and the waist on the inhale. One of the nice things about being sore is that you really have a nice connection to those muscles that are sore. And you can sometimes use that to be more specific with your movements, more targeted. And that's kind of what I'm doing here with this. And then come on back center and back into that Sphinx posture, but I'm going to change my position now. All right, so still Sphinx posture. Drop the shoulders. So those are starting to feel pretty good. Inhale, push your blades up. Knees stay together. Pick your pelvis up and then tuck under. Push from your hands to your elbows to your sit bones. So just breathe into that low back. Keep your neck nice and long. And find that line from your pubic bone to your chest. Your spine is slightly flexed here, really working that whole front line. Now you can stay here, you can go on to part 2, which is just tuck your toes, make sure you have your waist, push through the full plank. Thighs are rolling in, nice long back, breathe. And knees down, thighs down, pelvis down. Lift your chest as high as you can. Now we're going to stay here and just breathe your chest forward, kind of like what we did when I was on the second maneuver. Feel the sternum and the lower ribs go forward to your head. And then we're going to turn sideways. So we're going to pull our right leg right on top of our left. Our elbow is underneath our shoulder. And then just relax that left shoulder. Let your head drop onto your shoulder. Let those lower ribs sag down. So you can feel a stretch through the shoulder blade on that side. Couple more. So really trying to get that layer of spine just above the floating ribs, above the waist, to move a little bit to the side. Now push down into your elbow. Pull the shoulder blade down. Your neck is nice and long. Breathe into the chest. Now, just so that we can feel that underside line work, bend your knees 90. You're going to push into your elbow and you're going to press your hips up. So we're in a half of a side plank. Just feel that hip crest on the left side. Pull up into the right. Couple breaths. We'll be doing regular side plank in a second. Well, not a second, a little bit later. Now just lower your hips, stretch your legs again, and then relax that shoulder again. And breathe again into that side. So now, on this second release, I can feel a little bit more movement through that low rib line. And now we're going to make this stretch a little bit more by coming up onto our hand. Now, notice when I came up on my hand, my hips rolled back. Relax your shoulder, stack your legs, and push your pelvis forward. So you feel yourself on the side of your leg, on that trochanter. So, if that's not uncomfortable, it might be a little uncomfortable, but not if it's super painful. Then you can even roll a little further forward. As I roll further forward, I feel a little bit more stretch going into my belly. So that shoulder is relaxed right now, and you're breathing pretty big into this lower ribs. And we're just going to stay here, trying to work the ribs this way, down towards the mat as you inhale. Now press down into your hand, and we're going to push our shoulder blade down, lift the neck, and we're creating a little bit bigger of a curve. So the shoulder blade is working, and now I feel a little bit more stretch right above my hip crest on that lower side. Just keep the lift. Keep breathing into the rib cage. And actually, it's good to keep trying to renew that push into the hand. You'll be surprised how much more there is. It's kind of similar to the handstand, pushing up and out of that handstand. Couple more. And then to come out of that, we're just going to bend our knees, reach our feet forward, and come up to sitting. So if you put your hands down, lift your chest up, you know, we feel pretty weird on that left side. Not weird, but it's definitely not the same as the right. So we're just going to swing our legs and get to that stretch on this side. So stack the legs, elbow underneath your armpit, pelvis is nice and flat, and then relax your shoulder. And start that breath right there. There's a lot of issues with the quadratus line. That's from the back of your hip crest up to your ribs. That muscle hikes the hip, pulls the ribs down. If you're standing, that's what it's kind of, right now I'm just trying to keep it relaxed so that I can stretch that lower part. The problem with the muscle is it can work bilaterally, both sides of the back, or unilaterally. So you can kind of get stuck one side of your quadratus in a slight cramp hiking your hip. And that can cause a lot of problems, including like a leg length discrepancy. It won't be really in the leg, it'll be in the musculature. All right, so press down, feel the shoulder. Couple breaths right here. Now bend the knees. We're going to just push the hips up, just a half side plank. Not a whole lot of work here, but there's work. Actually, you feel your shoulder blade really having to do some work to keep your chest from collapsing down. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let the shoulder relax and then push back up. You feel that lower side working. Keep your neck kind of nice and long. And then release the hip down. Relax the shoulder again. You can even see it. I have more movement if you're watching in my blade. And then just breathe really into the low side and into that armpit on that low side. Straighten the legs again. And then we're going to come up onto our hand. If you need to, roll back first. Relax your shoulder. And then take your pelvis and roll it forward. And then go for that stretch right above that lower hip crest. Keep your shoulder relaxed here in this first part. And then as you breathe, feel the back ribs on that right side. Feel your quadratus, shoulders relaxed. Now press that shoulder blade down, come up as high as you can. Feel that increased stretch right above that hip crest. Breathe. And kind of pay attention to what this feels like in comparison to the other side. My left side is way tighter than my right. I can get them both stretched out. It takes way longer on the other side. So right now, my right side feels pretty good. All right, so we're gonna bend the knees and come back to center. Stretch those legs out in front of you. Put your hands back. Feel your chest go up. Feels pretty good. And then just relax your spine and grab your bolster. So I said this is going to be kind of a chill day. Although I don't really like that word. Let's say relaxing. So if you have a block, you might need it for your head. If not, you can use a pillow. So snug that bolster right up against your back. And then lay back. Now, my head is not touching. So for some of you, that means put this block here. I'm going to leave my block there till I can move my spine a little bit more. So I'm going to take my lower ribs, I'm going to push them up to the ceiling. And I'm going to feel my back extensors contract. And then when I exhale, I'm going to relax those, allowing my spine to adjust to this curve a little bit more. I'm going to let my head hang. When your head is hanging, you get a better stretch through the front. But if that bothers your neck, don't do it. So just breathing the ribs forward. Now this is not unlike what we started with. Arms in Sphinx posture, taking your chest and reaching it through your arms. So you're extending your chest forward. Here it's the chest is going, the ribs are going up, but your sternum is still going forward to your face. So just keep breathing there. See if you can feel all of the muscles along the spine from your low back through your shoulder blades contract, push the ribs up. Then once you feel all of them, work just between your shoulder blades. See if you can squeeze your blades together and then just work the chest and the ribs up and forward just from your upper back. Then take the arms straight up, interlace, and extend. Now we're not really warm. I mean, our spine has done some stuff. But we're just beginning, and that's why I'm doing this, so that you can kind of see where you are, to see if these simple movements, these simple positions can kind of work out some of that soreness. Now my fingers are touching the floor, maybe yours aren't. Doesn't matter. Try to keep your elbows straight. And when you inhale and push the ribs up, let the arms reach along the floor or out. And then when you exhale, relax your shoulders, but keep your elbows straight. A couple more of these. And then release the arms. Bend the knees. Keep your waist on the bolster. Roll right. Reach that right arm forward. Your head is going to hang. Knees are bent. Feel this line. If you can let your head hang, do. If not, put the block back under it. But if your head is hanging, you can trace the muscle line to your mid-back, right between the shoulder blades. Take that left arm up and then reach it long. We're just going to do a couple inhales here, feeling that sideline in a different way. So we really stretched from here to the hip with the first part. Now here we're getting a little bit more into that upper back. And then still, inhale, reaching out. Exhale, keeping the elbow, but let that shoulder go. Let go of your neck. Your ear is really up against your shoulder, so it's not a huge stretch for the neck. But if you can just keep letting go, like I can feel that underneath my shoulder blade on that top side. One more big inhale. My fingers are finally down on the ground. We're going to roll the chest towards the ceiling. Keep your knees down. Feel that twist. If this arm is uncomfortable, bend the elbow. Put your thumb kind of near your armpit and just let the elbow go. So your pelvis is still perpendicular to the floor and you're trying to take this twist just in the chest. Not going to be here too long. And then roll the knees back to center. Take a moment. And then pull the feet in, roll to your left, arm forward, head dropping. You might be able to see that curve with my spine a little bit better. Arm up and reach. Breathing big through the armpit. And then roll chest towards the ceiling. Keep your knees and your pelvis where they are. Don't let that lower knee lift up. You want to keep your pelvis perpendicular. Just try to take this stretch into the rib cage. And then roll back up to center. Couple breaths. And then we're going to roll to our right and come up. Just come up onto your shins. Readjust your clothing. Move that bolster. And we're going to go back into one more child pose. So just let yourself go down. This time, just hands back by your feet. And then come up. We're going to tuck our toes under and sit back. So I'm just going to turn this way for a second. So our toes are going to be tucked under as far as we can get them. And then we're going to sit back. Now, you can have your hands this far forward, or you can sit up. So I'm going to turn this way so I can talk. So we're just going to stay here for a minute or so. So tuck under, either shifted forward with your hands, a little bit of weight on your hands, or back. But before you go back, just take a moment and feel your legs. Like right now, my right calf is a little tighter than my left, and it's more towards the ball of the foot. So how can you figure that out? Well, roll your heels to the outside so that you feel the weight going towards the little toe, and then roll them to the inside, and that will give you a little bit. And then push your heels back so you can see my knees kind of moving. And then if you're going to sit up, sit up. We're not going to be here for too long. It's a pretty intense toe stretch. So if this is too much for you, then just put your hands down. If you're good, then just stay here. And I'm starting to warm up. So, not quite. Need to find my long sleeve stuff. Just be here for a while. All right, now come forward. Let your toes extend. Yep. And then we're just going to sit back right here. So just sit up nice and tall onto your shins. Relax the knees. And then let's come forward into table. Now we've done all this work on the spine, in the side line and in the prone position. So we're just going to do a couple of these. So inhale, tuck your chin, and just push. Push your spine up, tuck your tailbone under, feel that waist lengthen. And then inhale, drop the pelvis, reach your chest forward, and then push the ribs forward as you look up. And then exhale, pelvis, inhale, reaching up, exhale, pelvis, inhale, reaching up, exhale, pelvis, inhale, reaching up, exhale, pelvis, inhale, reaching up. One more. Exhale, pelvis. This time, you're just coming to neutral. So keep your stomach lifted, keep your back long, press into your hands. Feel the shoulder blades drop down. Shift yourself a bit forward so you feel that stretch coming into your hands. And then feet back. Actually, let me move forward a little bit. 1 foot back, lift the waist up, and 2 feet back. Just plank, but we're going to move the plank back and forth. So, push from the toes, push from the hands. 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 Stay. Breathe. Now, come down, elbow, elbow. Tuck your tailbone, full plank. Push. Side arm balance. Right arm up. Push. Sit bones down. Pubic bone pushing to your face. Shoulder blades pressing down. Quads lifted. Lift your belly, roll back center, and other side. Keep the waist lifted. Push up. Roll back center, hand, push up back to that plank, knees down, and then sit back. Child pose, squash into your hips, relax. Lift up, tuck both toes, and then press back, excuse me, down dog. Knees bent, pushing the sit bones up as the armpits go down. Just a couple here, just feeling the open of the armpits and the chest. We've done a lot of work in this upper body so far, so it feels pretty good. Not like the first down dog in a sun salutation series. So now I want you to shift your weight to your right leg, press through that heel. Let the left leg do whatever. Push through the heel, put your sit bones up. Make sure the weight is rolling even across that metatarsal. I have a tendency to roll to the little toes, so I have to really work towards the ball of the foot. And then shift to the left. Push, pull that quad up. And then press both. And one more plank. Pull your tailbone towards your face. As you lower, make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. Couple breaths here. And then lowering down to the rod, forward, inhale, up dog, chest lift, exhale, coming back to the down dog, to the child pose. Just keep the hands long, breathe, couple breaths. Inhale, lift up. Tuck the toes again, press back. Down dog. Feet together. Roll the thighs in. Pull your tailbone towards your chest. Lower to the plank. Side arm balance. Right arm up. Breathe. Stay up and out of that shoulder. Chest reaching. Big inhale, up, roll, and other side. Big inhale, roll center, plank, inhale, up dog, exhale, child pose. Push it back, relax, and just breathe a minute. Excuse me.